This video will look at some of the trickiest calculations on Paper 2 Business. We'll look at questions and answers. I'll be moving at quite a good pace, so do grab a pen and paper and work through questions with me. I will put the link to the Paper 1 version of this video in the description box. In addition, do check out the free resources in the description box. They're there to help you with your studies. And a formula sheet too, as you won't be given the formulas in the exam. Our first question. Table 1 contains financial information about the performance of a business. So in the table, we can see that sales revenue equates to £625,000, cost of sales is £145,000, and other operating expenses and interest is £200,000. The question asks you to calculate the gross profit made by the business, and you are advised to show your workings. So you need to know how to calculate gross profit. So gross profit is sales minus the cost of sales. So the sales revenue is £625,000, and we need to deduct the cost of sales, which is £145,000, and that gives us an answer of £480,000. That is our gross profit. Next question. Table 2 contains information about Mind Candy's performance in 2013. So you've got the information in the table there. And you need to use the information in Table 2 and calculate to 2 decimal places Mind Candy's gross profit margin. You are advised to show your workings. Now, gross profit margin is different from gross profit in terms of the fact that this will now be expressed as a percentage, and this is the formula that you need to use. So the gross profit figure in this instance is £22,190,385, and the sales revenue is £30,560,692, and we times that by 100. So our gross profit margin will be 72.61%. Did you get the right answer? Let's move on to the next question. Table 1 contains information about a business. Using the information in Table 1, calculate the gross profit margin. You are advised to show your workings. So another gross profit margin question. Got the formula there. Always good to put down the formula. Gross profit divided by sales revenue times by 100. So in this instance, the gross profit is £90,000 and the sales revenue is £300,000, and we times that by 100. And that gives us gross profit margin of 30%. Just a reminder to like, share and subscribe, as I do post regularly. Our next question is a net profit question. In order to calculate the net profit, not net profit margin, just net profit, then you need to deduct the expenses of operating a business from the gross profit. So the gross profit is £575,000, and other operating expenses and interest is £200,000. And our answer is £375,000. Now this question requires you to calculate the net profit margin. So whenever you see a question where it wants you to calculate the gross profit margin or net profit margin, that means you've got to times by 100. That means the answer must be a percentage. Now for this question, it's not in tabular form. So as you can see, we've got a graph here, and it's about Netflix's financial performance between 2014 and 2016. And the question is, using the information in figure 2, calculate to 2 decimal places Netflix's net profit margin in 2014. You are advised to show your workings. So if we go to 2014, we can see that net profit is £402,648, US dollars. And the revenue for 2014 is $5,504,656. And we times that by 100 to get our net profit margin. And the answer is 7.31%. On to our next question. It's a percentage change question. The case study was a lot larger than this, but I've just taken the relevant section for our question. Dev is keen to produce a new jewelry collection using silver instead of gold. The new collection would not be personalized or include gemstones. The current selling price of DJ's best-selling gold bracelet is £4,700. A silver version of this bracelet would be sold for £1,175. Use the information in item C to calculate the percentage decrease in the selling price of a bracelet if it is made from silver instead of gold. Okay, so what we need to do is we know that the current selling price of DJ's best-selling gold bracelet is £4,700. We need to deduct the £1,175 from the £4,700, and that would give us £3,525. So that's the change, that's the difference. And then we need to divide that by the old price and times by 100. So that's £3,525 divided by £4,700 times by 100, and it would give us the figure of 75%. That was quite a tricky one. Hope you. Next question. Using the information in table 2, calculate Mind Candy's cost of sales. You are advised to show your workings. So the cost of sales are the direct costs of goods that have been sold, such as raw materials. Now, what we need to do here is put down the sales revenue figure, which is £30,560,692, and we need to subtract the gross profit, which is £22,190,385, and that gives us a total cost of sales figure of £8,370,307. A little bit of a tricky one there. Let's try another one. So another cost of sales question. You're required to calculate the cost of sales for the business. You are advised to show your workings. So we know that it's going to be the sales revenue of 2 million, and we deduct the gross profit of 1.1 million. Have you got the answer? The answer is £900,000. So that one was a lot more straightforward, I think, than the previous one. What do you think? Now let's look at our final question. Table 1 contains information about a new piece of machinery that a business will keep for 5 years. So this is an average rate of return question. We are asked, or you are asked, to calculate the average rate of return of the new machine. You are advised to show your workings. So we've got the formula there for average rate of return, average annual profit divided by the cost of investment times by 100. Sometimes there are some variations to that formula, but that one will work perfectly well. Now, we need to first of all find out what the average annual profit is. We know what the total profit for 5 years is, £500,000, but we don't know what the average annual for each year is. Now, it says on the first line that it will be kept for 5 years. So, therefore, what we need to do is get the figure of £500,000 and divide that by the 5 years. And we know that the answer to that will be £100,000. So now we know our average annual profit, £100,000. and we need to divide that by the cost of the investment. And you can see in the table how much the cost of the investment is. And then we need to times it by 100. So £100,000 divided by £50,000 times by 100 gives us a figure of 200%. Thank you for watching this video. The next two videos that you see on the screen are what YouTube thinks you should watch next.